Welcome to Gill Sealey from Neurospicy Businessing, who's come to join us today to talk about her business and her business tech. Welcome, Jill.
Hi.
Hi. Would you like to start off by telling us a little bit about yourself and your business?
Yeah, sure. I'm Gill Sealey. I was a teacher in primary school for 20 years. And then when I gave up, which is nearly 10 years ago now, gone very quickly, I retrained as a parenting coach and started my business, which is Neurospicy Parenting, which is part of what I do, which is coaching parents of neurospicy kids, so helping the parents to help their own children if they have neurospicy children. Because I have a daughter who is now 18, but was diagnosed dyslexic when she was about 6 or 7. And I naively thought that as a teacher, I would be able to get all the help she needed and I would be able to find all the things she wanted and I would be really good at it. And it wasn't that simple. It wasn't that straightforward. Since then, she's also been diagnosed with high functioning autism and ADHD. And I did the usual thing that all parents do, went online, tried to find out what to do, went to all the forums, asked all the questions. And what I really found was lots of parents who, understandably, were just really mad with the education system and the NHS and trying to get diagnoses and all of these things, and just a lot of people struggling and not a lot of practical help, which is what I needed at the time. So I set up Neurospicy Parenting using my kind of education knowledge, if you like. I taught in early years and my knowledge of Lou and at home and things that work for us, and concentration on the practical side of things. So that's where Neurospicy Parenting started. Alongside that, I have been someone who's been into journaling and planning and all of those things for many, many years. And as a lot of parents, when their children are diagnosed, they start to look at themselves and think, there's quite a few traits here that I'm recognising in myself. So I have self-diagnosed, I have to be honest, ADHD, traits in myself. But I think a lot of us got to that stage. I think a lot of us have been in that position. And have then set up businesses. I've got a crafting business that I've been running for about 13 years now with my hubby. And then set up Neurospicy Parenting. And all of these things I did while trying to fight with the ridiculous procrastination and the faffing about and the shiny object and all of those things that you do when you're neurospicy. So Neurospicy Businessing was then born when actually a friend of mine said, would you please come and talk to my small business owners about how you've managed it? And it kind of has grown from there a little bit. So, yeah.
Amazing. Well, we do love multi-passionate entrepreneurs here.
Yeah, lots of
Yes,
balls in the air.
exactly. Wonderful. So you are now focusing on the building the business side of the Neurospicy?
Yes, at the moment I'm really focusing on the business side because I think there are a lot of especially small business owners, and I hate to say a lot of mainly women as well in this position that have been late diagnosed or by themselves or officially, whichever, it doesn't really matter, but who are only now kind of coming into the fact that their struggles are because of something that's actually very sensible and they can learn to work around it. And there are strengths as well. So there are challenges, but there are real strengths as well. So I think it's kind of growing and growing from there, which is really cool. It's really good.
That's really good to hear because, of course, I feel like you see a lot of things, TikTok or in the media, about, the pitfalls of ADHD in particular. And that's good to know that you're focusing on the strengths and how we can work with the strengths. Um,
Definitely.
so yes, that's great to know. So, tell me a little bit about what you're offering people just now. What is your current thing that you're offering right now?
So for the business thing, I've got a 30-day challenge that
Hmm.
I run at the moment, which is um, essentially I've set it up so that it runs whenever you start it, because I think that's one of the other things that if you are ADHD or neurospicy in any direction, you think you're going to start something and then it kind of you lose the track and then you do this or you stop and you or everything comes all at once and you get overwhelmed and it doesn't work.
Hmm.
So there's a 30-day challenge that is available that whenever you sign up, it's £9, so it's £30, 30p a day for the 30 days. And it's literally 30 ways in 30 days to find productivity. So lots and lots of slightly off the wall, fairly random occasionally productivity hacks that you can try. Some of them will work for you brilliantly. Some of them might not at the moment. Some of them are good to stick in a file somewhere and come back to and have a go later. But whenever you sign up for it, the next Monday after that, you will get your first email with a very short email, a very short PDF that says, have a go at this today, see if this helps. And then you get one of those every day for 30 days so that you can build up a library of them and you can build up some ideas of what you can do. So that's what's going out at the moment. So yeah.
Wonderful. And that sounds like an absolute bargain because, 30p a day. What do we spend on every day that costs 30p? You can't even, how much is a Freddo these days? Surely that's
Oh,
that's probably 35p.
yeah. Used to be 5p when I was
I
at school. I'll
know.
show my age.
I know. I literally was talking about Freddos with my husband last night. He's younger than me, so I was like, you won't remember them being 5p.
Yeah.
Ah, oh, wonderful. Right. So you obviously are using some tech to automate these 30-day challenge
Yeah.
emails. So do you want to tell us a little bit about setting that up, or
Yeah,
would you
sure.
rather talk about different tech? Has it driven you mad?
uh, look, I feel like I'm a fairly techie person. I feel like tech doesn't put me off. I
Yes.
kind of I can work my way through it. I think the problem is, as is with a lot of people, I guess, I kind of get it's the 80-20 thing, isn't it? You get 80% of the way there, and it's that last bit that I just think,
Yes.
oh, I don't know what to do now. I've kind of reached the end of my understanding. So it's always that last little bit.
Yeah.
But for the 30-day challenge, I use MailerLite, which I use for my emails anyway.
Hmm.
I like MailerLite, so I'm using one of their automations.
Hmm.
So um, one of the things that I did find hard is I've used Stripe to take the payment and linked that to my MailerLite. It
Hmm.
sounded really straightforward, and I think is really straightforward. But again, when you don't know it,
Yeah.
yeah, so that drove me a little bit mental for the
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
Um, but that's okay. I got there at the end, and I talked to you. So
Yes.
that help.
Yeah, I would, I like the 80-20 theory. Absolutely. I think that's it. And I
Mm,
think that's the problem with a lot of my clients is if they stumble at that 20% near the beginning, then that's it. Everything's gone. Whereas they maybe only need a really small fix and then the other 80% is easy. But yeah, what you were saying with connecting the Stripe to the MailerLite, Stripe might be easy and MailerLite might be easy, but connecting to different technologies, that is where it starts getting a little bit tricky sometimes because it should be straightforward and then they don't play ball.
yeah, yeah. And I think it, like you say, it's easy to get put off and think, well, that's it. I can't do it. I'll
Yes.
have to find some other way to do it because it doesn't work. And actually, when you look at it in the cold light today, it's just you that can't do it. so
Yeah.
it's one of those things, isn't it? But yeah, yeah. I think MailerLite was one that I know a lot of people struggle with MailerLite, but I quite like MailerLite, I have
Hmm.
to say. Once you've got used to what all the different words mean, because they're not particularly
Yes.
user friendly, are they?
I am so with you. That's the only
Yeah,
thing I don't like about MailerLite is the words. Like I always like get it wrong and go into the wrong tab and have to come out again. I don't know why the words don't resonate with me for the different tabs,
yeah,
but yeah, I mean using it apart from that, using it I find is straightforward. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
I set up an automation for this that's the longest I think I've ever done, which is, once you've joined this group,
Yeah.
wait a day and you get this email, wait a day and you get this email. So I had to do all of those. And then I've linked the PDFs to each one through my Google Drive. So that's the other way that I've done that. So again, it's quite straightforward if you take it step by step.
Yes.
But it can be a bit overwhelming if you're thinking at the start, oh, right, okay, all I want to do is send somebody a PDF every day.
Yes.
Yeah. So, yeah.
And then I suppose the bulk side of that, doing the same thing 30 times. That's where, it can start getting tedious.
Yeah, that's where I struggle. I think that's where my focus kind of went. Because I had 30 days worth to do, and then of course, an introduction one and an end one. And I've got some bonus days in there as well. So there were kind of like 35 emails I had to write with the right Google Drive link on each one to make sure it was the right day that was being added to the right thing. And I tried to do them in batches of 10. And the first 10, I was like, yes, this is great. And I was completely hyper-focused and got it all sorted.
Yes.
The second time, I did about 5. And then I went back and looked at the last one, and I was 1 day out.
No.
So, you just think, okay, I'm going to go and put the kettle on.
Yes.
But we got there in the end. And I kind of know, I think it kept me going because I knew that once it was done, it was done.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well done. I'm looking forward to trying that out. It sounds good. And yes, that sounds like a challenge that I could do with signing up for. Definitely. I look forward to that. Wonderful. So, in terms of your journaling, do you want to tell us a little bit about that before we?
Yeah, that's the newest of the ventures, I think. So that's in fact, it's the first time I've talked about it anywhere.
Oh, wow, an exclusive here on All or Something.
Can I say? Journaling is something that I've loved for years, and it keeps my brain in order. But I've got lots of friends who journal, and I went to, which my husband thinks is hilarious, but I went to something called Journal Festival last year, which is exactly how it sounds, and it's full of complete nerds with their journals, getting very, very excited for a day about journals and pens and stationery and all those exciting things. But
wonderful.
It's brilliant. But in talking to a lot of people there, people were asking what I did, and I was talking to them about the Neurospicy parenting and businessing side. And quite a few of them were saying, oh, I love planning, but I'm hopeless. I buy a planner and I do kind of 3 or 4 days, and then I kind of lose it and I put it away. And then I'll buy a new notebook and this notebook's going to be the one. And then you use it for like a week.
Yes.
And then that kind of goes by the by. And then you try and get yourself organised again, and you buy a new one, and it's just like an ongoing saga. So my concept for Neurospicy Journaling, because it is such a lovely thing to do, to be able to sit down and either just brainstorm stuff or just get things out, or if you're arty, do some, painting or drawing or whatever, or plan your week, or use it however you like. But I think it's really easy to get caught up on I've not kept it going. I haven't done it for ages, so I can't start again. So the Neurospicy Journaling is literally a prompt a week for the whole year that encourages you to make a list in some way. So it could be, tell me things that, I don't know, help you feel cozy in the winter. And so you could literally just write a list. You could doodle them, you could draw them, you could stick them and cut them, you can do them however you like, and you can ignore it as well. You can think, no, I don't want to.
Yes.
Actually, no, that's rubbish. Because there's another one next week. And the one next week will be completely different, and something that you might think, oh yeah, I'd quite like to do whatever to write about that. So it doesn't build on itself.
Yes.
They're just completely separate. So you can dip in and out, choose the ones you like. And if you don't do any for 6 weeks, it doesn't actually matter, because they're all there and you can, when you come back, you think, oh, I fancy doing some journaling. I've got this headspace, I've got the time. I'll
Yes.
do that, and just pick and choose at things.
Lovely.
So yeah, that's the idea, and the same idea with kind of the artwork. So there's going to be like a Zentangle once a month, or
Lovely.
a watercolor something
Mhm.
once a month, but something that's really easy to follow that you can do in a tutorial. If someone who's not arty, I'm not arty at all. This all behind me is my daughter's, it's not mine. I'm really not
Beautiful.
arty. Um, but it just means again that you can pick and choose, and there's no expectation that you have to do it week on week on week. So it makes it a bit more easily accessible, if you like.
One
But
that does sound amazing. Yeah, no, I've tried journaling and
yeah,
I'm exactly that. I like the stationery and then quickly decide or just forget about it, literally,
yeah,
and then and then go like you're saying, oh, this will be the notebook that'll start it all. That's
yeah, I've been
exactly
there
it.
so many times.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. Oh no, that does sound wonderful. I have a wee question for you.
Ooh,
I am, this is personal just for me. I actually have discovered um digital planning, and I've got a question for you. Will this work for a digital journaling?
yeah, absolutely.
Oh, that's good
Yeah,
to hear.
yeah, because the idea is that it's literally just a prompt, so you
Yeah.
can use it in whatever way you like. So you can do it digitally, you can do it on paper, you can do it on big paper if you wanted, and do it however you like. But yeah, so it works in any which way
Ex
you like.
Well, that's excellent to hear because that this is the one thing that I have kept up with. I used to have a million notebooks for all the different things and could never find my notes about something. But I have a tablet with a stylus and this has changed note taking for me.
That's really good. No, that's cool. That's really good. Yeah, I find I find digital really hard. I like the pen on paper, but my daughter, who like I say is 18, she has a tablet and she
Yeah.
does nothing else than that. She really likes that because again, like you say, it's all in one place,
Yes.
so she
Well,
knows she
that's
can
it.
find it.
I'm a pen and paper girl. I love to sit and write things out, write a list about this, try and work it out by scribbling it down. But it was always everywhere. Like, what book did I put that in? You know,
Yeah,
what back of the envelope was that?
yeah,
But yeah. So
yeah.
yeah,
Having said that, I still do that, but then I stick the envelope into my journal.
so you're so organized. I'm not that organized.
Yeah, it's a good job. Actually, my journal's not here; it's downstairs because it's a good job because my journal is quite thick, but it's actually at the moment it's got about probably a dozen bits of paper, all scrappy bits of paper stuck in the back of it that are waiting to be stuck in.
Ah,
It
there
takes
you
a few
go.
years that they get stuck in, but they do eventually.
That makes me feel a little bit better.
Good.
Thank you for that. Okay. So let's finish up with a little question about tech.
Yeah.
So obviously, Empower Tech Academy, it's all about empowering people to master their own tech. You've told us a lot about things that you have mastered that have you've worked through or have found easy. Um, do you have a favorite piece of tech that has helped your business or in your personal life, but your favorite piece of tech that you would like to
My
share with us
favourite one is
today?
probably what everybody says is Canva. I use
Yes.
Canva all day, every day. I love
Yes.
Canva. Um, and find it really, really intuitive. And the updates are really good. And yeah, I really love that. The other thing I have to say that I found really good and I've used a lot in the business is Wix, because I have a Wix website and I've really, really liked that. Because again, like I say, I kind of thought I was fairly techie, but then I'd looked at other things and thought, oh no, I'm not sure I can do a website. Whereas that was very much click and drag and add things
Yes.
in, and um, their customer service was excellent, and it had all the components already there that I could, as I got better, if you like, as I got used to it more, I could add more sections
Yeah.
in. So yeah, I really like. I'm a bit of a Wix fan, I have to say.
Yeah. Well, as you know, I'm a WordPress girl, and
Yeah.
I have to say, getting the opportunity to experience a little bit of your Wix world, I have to say, there's a lot about Wix that's pretty good. All the things that you can actually do already without having to add more things in, like you
Yeah,
say, that are just there ready to choose to use are pretty impressive with Wix. So yeah. And of course, Canva. Yes, I agree. Canva's the best.
Canva is awesome. It is absolutely awesome. Anyone that hasn't tried it yet, they need to try it. And anybody who does try it, they need to do your course on what to do when you get your free trial, because
Yeah.
that's awesome. I wish I'd had that back in the day when I did my free trial, because
Oh,
there's so
thank
much.
you. Yes. What's that called? It's the Ultimate Pro Trial Companion. That's what it's called.
Very good. If you do your 30-day free trial, tells you all the things that you need to get done before you have to pay and you have to decide. Good.
Oh, lovely. Well, thank
There
you
you go.
for promoting my course there.
My pleasure. Anytime.
So to finish off, let's recap about your course. So you have a 30-day paid challenge, which was only £9, which is less. Did you say 30p a day?
30p a day. It is.
Which is amazing. And that's a consume when you have the time, as in it's not time bound, so you can choose to join that. When you hear this podcast, that'll still be available, we hope, and you can sign up for that and start that at the 30 days that suits you. Well, Jill, thank you so much for joining us here today, and
Absolute
hopefully
pleasure.
you'll be back in the future to tell us a little bit more about your other bits of your business.
Yay.
Thank you.
Thank you.